We love featuring indie artists on the show, and this morning we're heading to Nebraska to chat with country singer-songwriter Christine Bauer. Christine first performed at a high school talent show, and she hasn't stopped. She's been writing and recording music with producer Paul Ray for 10 years. Her latest single, Crumble, just dropped this month. We're excited to have Christine on the show. First, Christine, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, boy. So let's start from the beginning. You're writing poems and songs in your teens. At age 17, you teach yourself guitar. What finally snapped? Did we have to learn an instrument? What was going on?
I think it was the guitar. Yep. I was always like writing little songs and poems growing up, but once I got that guitar and played the chords, it all went from there.
The magic started happening. You didn't waste any time. You teach yourself guitar, you learn a song, and then you're like, I'm going to the talent show. Yep.
Yeah. I think I wrote my first song like within maybe 3 months. It happened that fast. So.
Wow. And then it hasn't stopped. In 2012, you meet Paul Ray, who's a musician and producer from Australia. You're in Nebraska. How did this happen?
So back then, and I actually still have it up online, I was putting my recordings up on Reverb Nation online, and one day this guy from Australia started following me and liking and messaging me, and I thought, oh, this is cool. And then all of a sudden there was an email in my inbox one day, and Paul had actually done like a whole recording, all the music for a song I had written, and sent it to me and asked if I'd be willing to work with him and record some vocals and send them back. And so literally every song we've worked on, he's done the music down in Australia. I'll send him a work tape, he does the music, and then I record vocals out here in Nebraska and send them back to him.
Wow. That's impressive. Yeah, modern technology is crazy. Because have you ever met Paul face to face?
I haven't.
And you've been working together for 10 years, and they've never met face-to-face.
Yeah, we've done some Zoom calls. We actually started doing that in the last few years, and we just got to do a call the other day, which was great. We always have to, like, figure out the time zone, and, okay, what time is it going to be for you?
Yeah, because Australia is crazy. They're like 14, 16 hours. It's insane. But where are you? Because we're in Wyoming, so you're not too far away. Where are you at in Nebraska?
I'm just outside of Omaha.
Oh, okay. So you're outside of Omaha. Is that where you've been? Is that where you grew up?
Yeah. I grew up in Fremont, Nebraska, and I'm living around Omaha and working out here as well. So.
Okay. And then you're a nurse.
Yeah.
So 2012, give us the time span. Were you in college? Were you done with nursing school? What was going on?
I was just finishing up nursing school at that time. So.
Okay. So it's been dual career of music and nursing.
Yeah. Yep. They kind of both off together.
Yeah, well, it works, or she's making it work. Sarah Harrelson. You meet her in 2016 on a trip to Nashville. How? Did you bump into each other in the street? What happened?
I feel like all my connections have been because of another connection. So Paul actually recommended that I join NSAI back in the day, which was the Nashville Songwriters Association. And we were both submitting songs and listening in on like reviews and that sort of thing. And so I reached out to her on Facebook, told her I loved one of her songs, and we ended up meeting while I was down in Nashville. And then from there, kind of the same thing. We started doing online writes, like over Skype or Zoom. And I think there's only a few songs we've actually written in person together. Otherwise, every song's been written over the internet.
Wow, that's crazy. Because talking to songwriters, I mean, some people don't like that. Some people like that. Some people make it work because that's how you have to do it. How do you feel about that? I mean, it's working for you. Yeah,
it's honestly the couple times that we've written in person together, it's different because we're so used to the online format, at least for writing. So it's almost a little like more pressure when we're writing in person. For me, at least. I can't speak for Sarah, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, the songwriting, you guys have written over 100 songs together. who thought of the album West of Me? We played the title track in the last hour. It's a great album. I mean, the worst thing about it is you dropped it in 2019, which is right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, did Paul produce this, or who did West of Me?
No, actually, Sarah did.
Oh, wow.
She was the lead producer, along with a friend that she has out in Nashville. And I got to put my input in on a couple things, but she was the main producer for that.
Huh, so, I mean, after you write all these songs, is it like, well, let's do it together as an album, or what was the thought process?
Yeah, we finally had written enough songs to where we felt like we had enough good material from what we had written to put together an album, and then it turned into a whole tour that we did, and we even were out in Wyoming at one point, too.
Oh, really? Where'd you play out here?
I can't quite remember where we were out there. We did, we played a couple wineries. We played at Norris Hot Springs. Blanking on some of the shows that we did. But we did, there was, I think, a coffee place out west, too, that we played at. So it was really fun. We kind of combined it with a Yellowstone trip and kind of made it a combined music and fun trip.
Nice. I wonder if you guys were in Jackson or where you were, for sure.
Yeah.
Hard telling around in Wyoming. Go check her out, Christine Bauer. She's at ChristineBauerMusic.com. She's on Facebook, Instagram. Her brand new single, Crumble, is out now. Well, I mean, speaking of Sarah, you went to CMA Fest. You got to hang out with Sarah. How was CMA Fest? Did you perform, or were you just there checking everything out?
We just were there hanging out. We didn't even get to go to the big show, unfortunately, but we got to see a lot of the daytime shows that they kind of have up and all over downtown. So that was really fun.
Nice. Well, and then coffee. You must love coffee.
Yes.
I mean, not one place, Christine. You listed 3 places that you're still thinking about when you went to Nashville.
Yeah.
What do you order? What's your drink of choice?
Oh, goodness. I gotta say, these days it's an oat milk latte with brown sugar syrup and cinnamon on top.
That's pretty good. Is Omaha lacking in coffee, or just Nashville knocks it out of the park?
So Nashville probably knocks it out of the park. But Omaha has some really good coffee places. Yeah, it seems like coffee's everywhere, but Nashville, they're doing a good thing, so that's good. That'll get her back to Nashville so she can get some coffee. Well, Paul Ray, you've been hanging out with him for 10 years. The first song that was the first song you guys did together? It was actually You and Me. But that was the year was also on the same album that came out. And then I have to go back. So our first EP was Independence, and You and Me was on that album.
Oh, okay.
So that was 2013.
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to figure out. Because how many EPs and albums have you released?
Oh, goodness. So we've got Independence, If I Could Have Chosen, Pretty Things, and then a few singles in between, the West of Me album with Sarah, and then Crumble, which we're just releasing. So.
Wow, because I mean, and Paul's doing all the music. So, like, the guitar solo in The Year is him. Like, the banjo and other stuff is him. He does all the music.
He does it all. Yep.
Wow, what a talented guy.
Yeah.
Man.
There are, listen back on Pretty Things, you'll get to hear some vocals done by some of his students down there. He's done a lot of work with just younger kids, students in the area, and kind of building them up with music and giving them lots of awesome opportunities. So sometimes I wish I was down there and I had that opportunity myself.
Yeah, it's amazing. I did go to his Facebook page. If you go check out, I think it's like Paul Ray Media. He does. He's got a bunch of younger kids. So is he mentoring these kids, or what's he doing?
Yeah. and he's got a few that he's released some songs with as well, and has been able to play some shows down there. So it's been really neat getting to watch them grow. And Pretty Things came out, I think it was 2017. So I've even gotten to watch the girls that sang on that EP kind of grow from there and expand in their music adventures. So
yeah, watch them grow, which is cool. Keeping the Date came out in May. So you've hit back-to-back singles here. Are we ramping up our music career?
We might be. That's the goal.
That's the goal?
Yeah.
Keep them coming a little sooner. After COVID, did that slow you down, or what was the process after the album with Sarah came out?
Yeah, it did slow down a little bit for me vocally, because I was playing a lot of winery and coffee shop shows leading up to COVID, and then of course it stopped, and then I never quite got back into it. So I ended up, I was a travel nurse during COVID, so that kind of made it even tougher to even play shows. So I'd like to get back into that.
Yeah, because it seemed like you had about a year there where you were off the radar, and I figured that must have been COVID, or you were slammed with work.
Yeah, kind of both.
Being a traveling nurse, you've got to see it all during this pandemic. How many times have you had COVID?
I've been lucky, and I've only had it once.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, knock on wood.
I've even had it twice. I think I've had it maybe 3 or 4 times now, but who knows for sure. But I know I've had it at least twice.
Yeah.
So how are things in the nursing field now? Because we hear all the horror stories. Are things coming back? Are they getting better?
And I feel like it's getting better. So hopefully it kind of stays that way, and I know we'll never get back to our normal like it used to be, but we're getting there.
Yeah, man. Christine Bauer, go check her out. ChristineBauerMusic.com. She's on Facebook, Instagram. Her brand new single, Crumble, is out now. Well, you're what's your thought process when you're writing music? Because you're kind of a storyteller. There's a lot of heart and soul in your music, which I really like, Christine.
Thank you.
Is that what we're thinking? Is it stories? Is it influences? Where is the music coming from?
Yeah, I would say it's more stories, I guess. And just even emotions and just life experiences too. It used to be that I would start writing a song by playing guitar first, and these days I wait more for just the lyrics will kind of hit me in the melody, and then I pick up the guitar and put that piece together as well. So it's kind of changed over the years. But the storytelling and the heart and everything in it is still kind of the same.
Well, that's interesting that at first it started with the guitar, and now it's more starting with a thought or lyrics.
Yeah, yep.
Huh. That is interesting. Crumble, it's probably nice you see Paul. I don't know if it was Paul, if it was the PR person, what. They said this is your strongest moment to date. It's an emotional song. Tell us a little bit about Crumble.
So Crumble is written just based on a bunch of, I guess, pent-up emotions. And, it was one of those songs that just, I think you've heard this before, it was one of those songs that just kind of wrote itself. It just kind of hit me. I wrote it within probably 20 minutes. Had the guitar part and everything down, and I sent it to Paul right away. I just knew. I said, Paul, I think this might be a good one for us, and not that the others haven't been, but I had a good feeling about this one. So,
wow, yeah, it's usually a good thing when it comes out in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Things are right. Well, keeping the date. Hopefully, that's not an autobiographical song.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was a very sarcastic, fun song. We had a lot of fun writing that one. I wrote that one with Sarah Harrelson as well. Yeah.
Sarah has a writing credit on Keeping the Date. So is it just you that did Crumble then?
Yeah. Yep.
Then where do we record our vocals? Do we go to a studio in Omaha? You doing it at your house? Where?
Yeah, I have a really great friend. His name is Scott Gata. And he's got his own studio in Omaha. And I had kind of early on, I found him online and reached out to him, and he's been a good friend for almost 10 years as well. So,
man, and then send it to Paul, and the rest is magic.
Yeah, yep.
It's crazy. Christine Bauer, go check her out, ChristineBauerMusic.com. She's on Facebook, Instagram. Go and listen to Crumble. You're going to hear it here in just a second. Go and support her. We love supporting indie artists. So what's coming up? What are we doing the rest of the summer?
I think we're going to be recording a couple more songs and hopefully get back out to some wineries. And there is also the chance for another Nashville trip this fall, which I'm super excited about. So
nice.
All kinds. Yeah.
Back to Nashville. Well, I saw you lost your dog recently. Sorry to hear that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
What do we? You said you've lost a ton of animals in your life. That seems like us living out here in the West. We all have animals in there. They all leave us way too soon. What are we going to do? Are we animal-less now?
We're not. We still have 2 cats and a dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
she still has plenty to go around. Are you a cat person or are you a dog person?
You know, I would say 50-50. Growing up, I was more a cat person, but I'm kind of becoming more of a dog person these days, too. So it's still 50-50, though.
Nice. What's your dog? Because the other 2 dogs were like brothers, or brother and sister or something. Is this another sibling, or is this a totally different dog?
So they weren't siblings, but I think we got them maybe 1 or 2 years apart, and they grew up together.
Oh, okay.
And, both of those dogs we lost in the last couple years, and but we have a new little younger puppy. I think he's probably a year old now, running around and keeping us busy. So
yeah, you got your hands full.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Well, go and check her out, ChristineBauerMusic.com. Here is her latest single, Crumble. Thanks so much, Christine, for coming on.
Thank you.
It's Crumble. It's Christine Bauer. It's KIX 96.5.